Hello to everyone. Dress rehearsals 2 and 3 have happened in Eurovision 2024. I'm here in Malmö and I'm ready to talk about how the performances actually look on stage. Yes, I have witnessed them with my own eyes. Let's go without further ado. My name is Tatiana Spiteri. You are watching EUROVIsion. If you are still not subscribed, this is your chance, and please support me and join our channel for more reactions, videos, interviews, and exclusive behind the stage content, because we are here and we are ready to slay. First to take the stage on Malmö Arena stage today was Celia Kapsis, that is Cyprus. And what can I say? First off, beautiful, beautiful water effects, because Cyprus for us is really something about the sea. It's always something warm, the sun shining, the palm trees. And somehow many artists this year have used this water topic, the splashes all around on the floor, the effects behind them on the background. Everything is about the water, apparently, and fire in this Eurovision 24. And then firefighter from Georgia. Now, Celia was great on stage. At first, in the first dress rehearsal, we heard some issues with the audio. We heard a very strong echo, and we started discussing it in the media center. In the first and second performances, there were some technical issues, but then they got them fixed. And in the evening, which used to be jury show, now it's called another dress rehearsal, she practically sounded, as good as it could be, possibly. Now, vocally, I have nothing to fault here. Really strong, like hands down, one of the most professional girls in this Eurovision 2024, despite her young age. She's only 17 years old, from what I know. Yeah. Now, I love the green turquoise. She definitely belongs to turquoise carpet. I loved that the dancers are totally moving in unison. I like that she worked with the cameras, first looking here, then straight, then there at the back, and she does this hair flip, and this really attracts attention. And then she starts kind of walking, dancing to the front of the stage, and that is also something very special. And the whole time of the performance, I was looking and thinking, like, how is she keeping her vocals that stable? Like, obviously, everybody has got pre-recorded vocals now in Eurovision, and that's not new anymore. But she really did such an awesome job, just moving the whole, 3 minutes, and still managing to do it 100% how she was supposed to. I think she really gave it all herself on stage today. Like, I have nothing at all to fault her at. A really, really strong job. I don't know why many people doubt if this is going to the final. For me, this is no doubt going to the final. Super, super, super like high level professional job. Let's move on further, and the next one was Lila Ramonda. And for the first time, we actually saw this, how this flower will kind of, be shown on TV and behind her grow sort of in the back. And the ending was really something. As for the color scheme, I wasn't a fan, and I'm still not. She's very like disappearing, sort of gray on gray. Also, the performance is opening also kind of with something like water splashes, because she's sort of sitting on a stone, or I don't know, mini island, let's call it, and as if in the middle of the sea. But right after Celia, Cyprus, who was just not singing about, but showcasing the sea and splashes, this to me looked just a bit maybe repetitive. I don't know. They really included more closer takes with her face and demanding attention that I liked, and it was kind of refreshing and unusual to see her in all the stage makeup and looking very star quality like, because for me she was probably before that kind of maybe looking like just a simple neighboring girl, next door girl. Now she looked more like a star. Overall, she produced a very good impression. I'm just not sure that after Celia Kapsis she will be so remembered, and also after her it's Look Telk, which is super like strobe light, dancey and alive. I hope she's not gonna be forgotten. I hope not. Place number 3, yeah, we have got Look Telk and Lithuania, yeah, performing, and that was was quite something. It was catchy and started. It's similar to the music video that we saw, obviously, and the national selection video. I mean, with shades of blue, shades of red, and changing strobe light effects. Just it was more. Everything was more there. The blue at the beginning was probably, like deeper, I could say, and definitely, created this sort of maybe moonlight effect, or deep in the night, some kind of deep in the night. Sylvester Belt starts his song. Then it went to this red light, and the background dancers, and the background is black and red images. For me, as I said, the red is a bit excessive in this performance. But when the dancey part starts with woohoo, I just love it, with leg movement, a bit of I don't know how to call it, home disco type of dance, but it was also very synchronized, and I liked it. The impressions were great, actually. The audience was also very supportive, those who came for the official dress rehearsals. We could hear that everybody was clapping along to the song, and that's what we're gonna hear in the actual semi-final. The ending was also quite strong, and finishes, on this powerful kind of beat and notes. The only maybe sort of thing that I would add to this is I enjoy also when we can see Sylvester's face, because we really don't, and he's such a cute and charismatic guy, that the only few seconds that we saw him against a white background when mixed with red, I was like, hey, he looks so good, why don't you show him in the bright light of the day? He really is very, very, charismatic, young, both manly and feminine a bit looking at the same time. He's got some, strong female features, but at the same time has got this manly sort of cheeks, I definitely enjoyed the performance, and I think it will be one of the most memorable ones, and one of the most voted for in the semi. Moving on, and next we've got Bambi Thug. Oh my God, we really have got to talk, guys. Probably the most actually elevated performance, and it's not a surprise now that Ireland skyrocketed to position number 5 in the betting odds to win the whole show. That is something, because from the very beginning we can see her with the spiritual session, magic or black magic, whatever you call it, on a man, who is kind of, I don't know what he represents. He's like covered in sort of ash-colored paint, but a part of his body isn't, and his nose isn't. That looks a bit ridiculous to me, but it's a choice of the artist. Probably there is something behind it. It has the development from beginning, middle, culmination, and quite a few unexpected moments, because we totally didn't expect Bambi, after she does some kind of spiritual session on the man, to undress, and to take off this outfit all the way, and then be dancing without it. I don't know what it's supposed to represent, like here I am, naked me, kind of the other side of me. But we already see the other side of her before she gets undressed, because she is going to be against this pink romantic full moon background, doing a bit of ballet turns, ballet chaîné turns. But somehow, the decision was to almost fully undress her and leave her in this sort of lingerie, tight outfit. I don't know. The audience took it quite well. They were screaming quite a lot for in the rehearsals. I mean, for Bambi's choice, of clothes, of outfit change. It ends up on a similar note as the official national performance, and that is with the leg kick and sort of crushing this man to the ground, and just hey. An inscription, "Crown the Witch," appears, which is sort of a call of Bambi's fans to follow her, to promote her. So it's a bit of a self-promotion kind of choice here at the end. But why not? You know, we really were on a ride here from beginning to end, and it's this kind of theatrical ending. Then we witnessed Ollie's performance from the UK. I'm not going to talk too much about it because this is the big five plus Sweden performance that we're also going to see in the final. I want to concentrate more on the competing artists of the semi. What I can say though, very quickly, is that what we first saw in the rehearsal, like right there in Malmö Arena, is a bit different from what you're going to see on TV because of certain, camera, let's call it, shakes that will create the effect of the box rotating, and first dancers are falling one side and they're falling the other side, and they're dropping from the ceiling to the floor. And I have to say a big shout out, to those dancers for somehow, with some magnets and racks, holding on to the walls, to the ceiling, to create this effect. Whoever staged it, like the choreo part, apart of course from the a little more obscene part of it, man on man action, like this part of just moving around the cage is something to really, praise the choreographer for. It took them quite a lot of thinking, and even I raised my eyebrows as a dancer with experience, like how did they manage to pull it out when the guy is lying like practically horizontally in the air, holding on with the hands to one side of the wall, and then the other dancers were holding him from the other side. I don't know. It was so many questions I had about how they managed to pull it off, that just for the creativity, you have to give them quite a few points in the final. Moving on, and our next performer of the day was Ukraine, and Alena and Jerry Hale. Very atmospheric performance, and it has also its different sides. Like it starts with the clear vocal, and the just slowly building up to working on that Lion's King scene stage where she's sort of climbing the road going up, and then stretching her hands, and exposing herself, like a bit of a Roman goddess kind of feeling we've got here. The colors are nice, they're very warm and sort of golden, yellow, brown. And then we've got the rap part coming up, and that changes the mood, because the second part of the performance is more in this, the rap part is more in the gray sort of colors, and behind we've got some shadows of dancers, which I thought was very clever actually, because we are not, there aren't any dancers on stage just like interfering with the process, but we see them like just silhouettes, I believe pre-recorded or maybe live, dancers behind some backdrop, I don't know, and they create this sort of illusion, unusual effect. And then we see on the background also Jerry Hale, who like contrasts with Alena, and we see her as like a background silhouette. It looks very nice in the contrast in the end. Next in line we have Luna, Poland, and the tower, or better to say two towers, because we've got one white and one black tower, looking also like political kind of chairs from where you would make a speech, king's speech or queen's speech. Now apparently Luna represents the queen chess character in this case, and we've got three kings running around. Three, oh wow, I was surprised. The white dressed one, the red, and the black, who reminds of a devil, although the red as well, all of them actually represent the evil side to me somehow. Maybe they were not supposed to, but that's how I see it. At the beginning, we have this shot of the towers, opening, and Luna appearing in this red outfit. And probably compared to those towers, she looks just very, very small. The towers also look actually like the chess figures, I just now understood, And she appears like this, I don't know, like a lost little girl, little Red Riding Hood, maybe I can compare her to. But very soon this red jacket comes off, and she's in this white outfit with high peaking shoulders. I definitely think that people will remember this performance. Vocally, it wasn't 100% on point, and it won't be in the final. that's just a bit maybe childish for me, maybe juvenile kind of staging. But I wonder if people, enjoy it a lot and put it through to the final. Next we had, yes, of course, Croatia, baby. Damn, it will not help Poland because Croatia is coming right afterwards. Croatia really, Marco stepped it up, in terms of vocals. Everybody repeated who watched the dress rehearsals with us. His vocals have improved so much, and it's true. And he, pronounces all the words clearly, and he doesn't just, sort of tear his throat apart and start shouting, for which jury could have killed him and buried easily. No, it's all very tasteful, He probably just looks a bit aggressive at times at the audience. Yeah, maybe in a song like that, I wouldn't be looking that aggressive. Maybe because his all-time idol is Rammstein and Till Lindemann. He puts on this sort of "oh, don't come next to me" kind of facial expression. The whole thing is very colorful. It's very pink and green and blue and yellow, and also reminds of very much how things were at the national performance. It just became louder, stronger, bolder, and still with those national motifs. His outfit is very much with national motifs. The dancers, one of them, I believe his sister, and the other one his friend, are definitely making their moves much larger. They kept the same dance choreo, but definitely made it more out there, and with a few stronger takes for the camera to be able to catch that. The ending is really, really strong, yeah, and I felt like at the end they have added this sort of stronger musically as well, more rock, like sounds, more rock, this guitar riffs, I'm not sure that's not how I heard it in the music video and the national performance at Dora. They definitely made it more Rammstein. They made it more of a headbanger, and I was like, whoa, this has turned so much more into a rock song than before I called it like a light Rammstein or a pop Rammstein. Now I think with how they put the accent on the heavier part, wow, that's that will definitely be remembered for its pushy, aggressive, in your face Rammstein-like sound. The cats are dancing in the background at the end. Marco is giving it his all, headbanging the whole way. And the ending is definitely one of the strongest in this semi-final. Next to perform, we had Hera Björk from Iceland. Visually, it was all right. I mean, nothing unexpected. It's similar to the first rehearsals that we saw snippets of before. The colors are all this like orangey, brown, reddish, and pretty much there isn't much going on on stage. It's just her singing, and then by the end there is this construction, like platform rising up, and she just becomes a meter taller. Yeah, how that changes the song really, or the effect, not much. And I believe there isn't much to discuss here apart from we will not see Hera Björk in the final. We will not. Yeah, especially going after Baby Lasagna, people will head to discuss this into the kitchen or have a toilet break or whatnot. No offense, obviously, great vocals, vocally almost flawless. There were a couple shaky moments actually, but I believe Hera will work on them until the next performance, until tomorrow. Yeah, otherwise it's like it's a nice performance, but it feels like it could be more of an intermediary act, or I don't know, yeah, sort of during the voting act, but it somehow falls out of this 15 performers for me. And next we had the Sak, who is from Germany and one of the big 5 acts that is not being voted for in the semi, but I will just say a few words, which is it really will look nicer on camera than we expected on TV. I mean, they first of all take this slow takes with him sitting in a armchair, yeah, and quietly talking to the audience, let's put it this way. And then he gets up and starts walking, and we have him behind this bars of the cages, just to create a bit different atmosphere. Not much is happening, but yeah, then when it goes to this cages, let's call them, going on fire, that's when people will wake up a bit, in the audience, and oh damn, there is a lot of fire, guys. There is a lot of fire. Now, when he performed in Dress Rehearsals 3 with the audience tonight, he surprised me with a few vocal changes, yeah, because on maybe 3 moments in the song, I saw him singing his own way, which wasn't like that before in the previous rehearsals, I believe. Or maybe he tries a bit of, let's say, deviation, let's call it this way, vocally, once in a while. That sounded fine, and I must say his vocals are so strong that he, compared to many other acts, he doesn't really use so many backing vocals, and his own vocal sounds so strong that I can never fault him vocally. He's amazing. And as we're moving further, we are going to discuss Slovenia. I don't know, I'll start with the overall feeling. Something was definitely not there for me this time. Despite the dances, like dance movements and crawling movements or whatnot, it was still feeling a bit static for me, probably. Well, we've just had Germany and I didn't call it static. But, I'm talking about them being on the floor for way too much. Obviously, cameras will make it the view from the top, the view from the side. She's working with the camera. Those are nice takes, yeah, but overall there is too much happening in this like crawling position on all fours. In the music video it looked more dramatic rather than here. The outfit of Raven, I believe, is, yeah, I would have reconsidered it, but of course there is no more reconsidering anything. Body colored / silver, body tight, onesie, yeah, I don't know, a one piece. I'm not a fan of that, because when she turns around we see those like disturbingly, I would say, maybe naked takes, yeah, like of her walking, back into the depth of the stage. I definitely would have preferred not to see that, I think. So yeah, that's one of my criticisms, yeah, but the coloring was fine. I mean, just the lights, the blue lights were nice, but I will still say that the music video, even though the concept was similar, produced a bigger impression on me than what we saw today on stage. Moving on, we've got Windows 95 Man. At first, we were quite alarmed, people in the audience, and press, seeing too much of the thongs on the back of Windows 95 Man, and as he's just running around the stage, walking around the stage, showing his naked ass, to us in all possible ways. And it felt tasteless and so on. However, then we saw it on TV, how it will look, and that looked, unusual and interesting, because what they did is they, first of all, the S is not so much in focus, yeah, on TV. Maybe they discussed it, they rethought it, maybe it was planned like this. And the front of him, this underwear before he receives his shorts from the sky, so to say, with the fireworks, are, the front is somehow interestingly hidden. It's like a game they play or something. So he moves from one position to the other, from one part of the stage to the other, or even runs, and the cameras are following him, and there is something blocking, like covering his front part, until he gets finally those jeans from the sky. Overall, quite a festive song. Definitely vocally not the strongest this year in Eurovision, yeah, but it will have its fans. And I want to see how the audience reacts, because it has so much going on that it's a bit of a, crazy. It's party feel. And following Finland, we've got, of course, Moldova, which was, visually actually quite nice. It's just that she feels quite lonely on stage, What a beautiful woman, by the way. I just noticed for myself that Natalia Barbu is a stunning woman, and with this beautiful backgrounds of the wings, I heard the audience responding very positive to those wings appearing in the second half of the performance, to just herself, the outfit, again a bit Roman god or Greek goddess outfit, and the violin playing that she does. That was quite something. However, it's not enough probably to impress enough people to vote for her. Otherwise, vocally it was great. I thought at the end she finished on a very beautiful note where she goes like, hey, like that produced quite an impression on me. I think she did great. Next, we'll have one of the not Big Five, but Sweden, the host of this Eurovision, performing Marcos and Martinus, very similar to the national performance on the one hand. On the other hand, I will tell you why I prefer the national performance to what we saw today. Because even though the concept is the same and we have this waltz, first narrow and then widening and similar, the same basically dance routine that they had in the national selection, by the second half of it, it becomes messy, guys. It becomes way too many 001 kind of backgrounds. It becomes, I don't know, it looks like some kind of disturbance on the screen, behind them. I know it's planned like that, but I wonder why, because they are getting lost in front of such background. It looks like your I don't know, your program on the computer gone crazy a bit or wrong, and you're like, oh, what should I do to turn it off? That's the effect I had by the end of their performance. Next to the stage, we had Azerbaijan and Fakhri and Ilkin. Unfortunately, it's very dark, it's very black on black, and just like we saw in the first rehearsal clip, the Fakhri is, part of the performance is pretty much him against this black/silver, shiny head and huge arms closer to the end coming out on stage. Yes, the stage sort of swallows the performer, the backs and even the black hands are not letting us concentrate on the singer. And then when Ilkin appears on the other side of the stage, he's just way too far, he's way too far. It's like he's on his own, as if he came to be just an unimportant addition to this performance, which it shouldn't feel like that, but it does. I wonder why they chose such dark colors, such 50 shades of black and gray. I'm not personally a fan. Afterwards, we've got Australia and Mikale. One blood, probably because the topic is blood. We've got here a lot of red, dark red and pink colors on the background, sort of myriads of stars, you could say, or I don't know, myriads of drops of blood, if you want. There is quite a lot of walking around the stage. Then there is a didgeridoo, player, musician, and that creates some unusual, kind of, let's call it aboriginal, if you want, element it brings to the song, to the performance. But I would definitely argue that this multiple colors, drops, shining, whatever, make our eyes wander, make us less concentrated on the vocalists and what's going on really on the front, because we are simply hypnotized by those by the spiral of the red in the back. Don't know why, because I think the outfit of the guys is already worth a lot of attention. Overall, it's a strong performance. I just don't know how these backs will affect, and will they make people also as distracted as I was, because by the end of it I felt like we are at some kind of messy, I don't know, party with different people unrelated on stage. I understand they were related, they were dancers and they were meant to be there, but somehow they don't feel like a unity, and there isn't much. At the beginning they all move synchronized more or less, but by the end of it, it's just like everybody does what they want. It takes my attention away. Next, we had Portugal to perform, and the color there is definitely the opposite to what we saw before. Black and white are so standing out here that I was like nodding my head, like, okay, okay, especially on this. Huh, huh. The effective parts are, this emotional ones when she pushes away the dancers. Oh, wow, they look amazing. With correct camera angles, it will be a success. I think they reproduced obviously the national final performance, but in the right way. And closing the show was Luxembourg. We've got Tali, and our girl is on fire again. The topic of fire. We'll have fireworks at the end on many performances here. I keep repeating that I love Luxembourg performance this year. I liked it from the national selection till now, and I'm happy that they left those purple outfits with a bit of black instead of an all body tight black outfit. That definitely was a miss, and thanks God they understood it. Somebody said that her color is blending in with her dancers. No, I don't mind that. I think it's good that they are in a similar palette. When they're showing strong women, it looks pretty nice. I like it with the right accents in the chorus, like, fire, strong, I like, the light work. I like the color work. It's definitely very, I don't know how to say delicious, I will call it performance. First we see this blueberry colors, I don't know, berry colors of their outfits, but then we see them against the purple dark blue background with this inscriptions in gold, in golden, which reminded me very much of the package of Karl Fatzer, the Finnish chocolate brand. My appetite is growing. It's a very tasty, delicious berry chocolate performance that girls should surely appreciate, and I think men should as well. Tali, we were discussing, who is the sexiest girl for me in this Eurovision. I think one of them for me is Tali, one of the cutest, one of the most charismatic ones. As a show closer, great performance. Somebody said that Tali doesn't show enough energy. For me, that's enough energy. What about you guys? Looking at the snippets that we have saved for you, prepared for you. These are all our recordings. Do you believe that she's got it? She's got the energy? She's got the power? She's got the power. And who has got the power for you? If not Tali, who is your most powerful performance of a semi-final one? Thank you so much for watching. We've got a lot more content for you to come, so do not forget to subscribe, like, and join my channel. Thank you guys, and good night.